Mornings on 2 is hitting the road for a zip trip to Dublin.
Yes, we've been coming here since 1992 when we moved to Dublin.
We're bringing you some of the city's favorite places to go for a bite to eat, including one of the most popular restaurants in all of the Bay Area.
Our shrimp cocktail Veracruz, my God, people come from all over the place to have that. It's really delicious.
Plus, she's a high school senior who's already presented a TED Talk, made documentaries, and started her own film festival. We'll introduce you to the Dublin teen who's not afraid to take charge when it comes to making the world a better place.
Age is not a boundary to change, and how change makers, regardless of how old they are, could still contribute to the movement.
And anyone up for some trivia? We'll talk to the locals and find out how well they know their city.
You went 0 for 3 here.
I told you I didn't know.
As Mornings on 2 takes you on a zip trip to Dublin. Welcome to The Wave. How is your Friday morning going? Take a look at this gorgeous live picture. This place is packed. Summer's still in full effect here in gorgeous Dublin, California. There in the Tri-Valley, 580, 680, take your pick. You will find yourself here. Emerald Glen Park has never looked or felt or sounded better. That's the Dublin High Band right over there. We have Frank Malicote about to go down one of the water slides. Claudine Wong is about to bowl a strike. The whole team is here. Frank, let's start with you.
All right, guys, I'm here at Ground Zero by 2 of the biggest water slides of the 6. Let's take a look. The blue one is named the Dublin Screamer, and the green one, the Emerald Splash. And rumor has it, somebody from KTVU just might take the plunge, and I wonder who that may be. Also, as we always do, just a wee bit of trivia on Dublin. What was Dublin called before it became Dublin? It actually had a couple other names, and we're here in the Tri-Valley. Can you name the 3 valleys that make up the Tri-Valley? Trivia coming up shortly. We'll meet the marching band, the Irish Guard out of Dublin High, and so much more. We'll send it to Claudine, or back to you. All right, Claudine, take it away.
Hi, Frank. Yes, we are having a great morning here. We're at Early Anthony's Dublin Bowl. This is one of the oldest, the largest, the busiest bowling alleys in the area. There are only about 4 here in the East Bay, and so we are having a great time. You know, the bowling alley is one of those places, I think the minute you walk in, all the memories come flooding back. Even if you are not a current bowler, if you are the bowling party, you grew up bowling, this is one of those places where it feels like home. And so this seemed to be a very appropriate place to hang out for you this morning. And really, they have been so gracious for us this morning and welcoming us in. We expect the league bowlers to be here very soon. They come around 10 o'clock this morning. But it's been a busy summer, all summer for them, with birthday parties, corporate events, people who come and just bowl for free. They've got a kids bowl free program where kids can bowl 2 games a day for free. So really, this is one of those family places that is just kind of an amazing place to be. I've got my very heavy 9-pound bowling ball here. I was going to give it a shot, but listen, let me be clear. I am not a good bowler. So I'm gonna give this a shot just to give it a try. That's the best I can do, Garcia. It's the best I can do. So we're checking with you all morning long here.
Look, I say this like every week. There is nothing Claudine Wong can't do. I know you're going to get a strike for us before the zip trip is over. I'm a bumpers up kind of gal.
I will work on it.
Okay,
bumpers up,
she'll make it happen.
Too.
All right, Claudine. Bumpers up, you and me, later today. We're going to check in with Claudine again in just a second. There is so much happening right now in this gorgeous city of Dublin. And it's interesting because this Tri-Valley city is actually fairly young, celebrating 40 years this year. Let's take a quick peek back at how Dublin began. Dublin is the crossroads of the Bay Area, and it's been that way for centuries. From the east came the Intercontinental Railroad and people wanting to strike it rich during the gold rush. From the west, illegal alcohol headed to and from San Francisco during Prohibition. From the south, missionaries from Mission San Jose, and to the north, those traveling from Martinez and Contra Costa County. As is the case for much of the Bay Area, Native Americans called this area home for thousands of years before any explorers from Mexico or Europe discovered the land. Generations of explorers have used the Tri-Valley to get to their final destinations. At the start of the 1900s, just several hundred people actually lived in Dublin. It wasn't until the start of World War II, and because of the U.S. military, the area started to boom. The Navy bought land and eventually built 3 bases. By the end of the war, 350,000 personnel worked, trained, or were housed in Dublin. Throughout the 1950s and 60s, there was little development in Dublin, but that started to change with the completion of Interstates 580 and 680 in the late 1960s. The city of Dublin wasn't officially incorporated until early 1982, and since then, the population has exploded from 14,000 to the current 73,000 people living in Dublin. And we're so happy to welcome the Mayor of Dublin here to our zip trip on the 9, Mayor Melissa Hernandez, joining us live. You know, you and I are hoping not to get wet, but we have so many people behind us enjoying the wave. What has this part of Dublin, the wave, Emerald, Glen Park in particular, meant to your city?
It's been such great positive growth throughout our city, and as many folks that have been here in our city of Dublin as residents have seen the growth, and it's just been a positive growth with regards to sticking to the general plan, seeing Dublin become what it is today, an amazing city.
Yeah. So look, I'll be honest. I grew up in Livermore, right down that a ways. I used to drive to my part-time job at Stonebridge Mall. 580 between Livermore and the mall, there was nothing on either side. There were cows, right? Now when I drive with my family and we happen to see a cow, I say, oh my gosh, cows! The growth that your city in particular has seen, housing in particular, right by those BART stations, all the way clear to the horizon. Tell me how your city both appreciates and also works to manage that growth.
We work to manage it every single day. And like I said, we're a young city. We're celebrating our 40th birthday this year. We had our great big gala last weekend. But honestly, it's just, it was in the general plan for us to be able to bring the growth forward. And I do remember seeing the cows. Now I see some deer every now and then near my house. But we have a lot of economic development. We have so many businesses that want to be in our city, and we're a safe city. We contract our police and fire. We also have so many residents that want to be part of Dublin. So we have so many tremendous amount of housing. Not only do we have single family homes, we have apartments, we have studios, and we have condos. So we have all types of housing for so many of our residents that want to live here. And we have a young city, meaning we have young generation families that want to raise their family here. And we have great schools, but what makes really Dublin is our great parks here in our new American backyard.
Yeah, can I tell you, my whole family, from my parents down to the littlest grandchild, we come here to Emerald Glen and we spend the day. Skate park, basketball courts, grab some lunch at our little kebab house up the street. You know, it is a beautiful place. I always say Dublin is a very convenient city because you're right there at 580 and 680. You've got your big box stores if you need to make a Target run or two, and then you also have so many mom and pop businesses. How's the city doing financially? Because I know these past 2 years were very hard for everyone.
Yes, so that's one thing that we do take pride in is our financial status. You know, our revenues are a lot higher than our expenses. We're a fiscally responsible city. During the pandemic, I know that a lot of cities were suffering. Yeah. We came in a surplus, and we manage our money well. We have always made sure to store away money
for the rainy day.
For the rainy day.
Which isn't happening today, by the way, full sun. Before we have to let you go, you're the first Latina mayor elected in the Tri-Valley. As I look around just this water park, I see incredible diversity.
You do. And let me just share with you that I'm so proud and honored to be the mayor of Dublin as the first Latina mayor in the entire Tri-Valley. And as you know, Dublin is such a diverse community. Yeah. And that's another reason why so many folks want to come here and join our family and our great restaurants that we have. I know they're kind of spread out through Dublin. I know that you went to Casa Orozco.
Of course we did.
Maybe McNamara or Macara. And also, we have the Alford Center. And we have great businesses. We have mom and pop shops.
Absolutely.
We have dealerships here, car dealerships that are helping our economy.
Yeah. Big old IMAX theater at Hacienda Crossings.
Yes.
I remember when that Hacienda Crossings was built right there off of 580. I thought, wow, this is amazing. And all these years later, it's still a big draw.
It is a big draw. Yeah. One of our biggest draws is the persimmon. Yeah. You know, we have Whole Foods and Nordstrom's Rack. Yep. So bringing in that economic development, bringing in small businesses, but also tech businesses is a huge positive for Dublin.
Well, it is such a joy. I mean, I'm telling you, I feel like I want to stay here forever. You get the luxury of doing that. Mayor Melissa Hernandez, the head of the city of Dublin, thank you so much for inviting us and for joining us here on the 9.
Thank you so much, Kazia, for having me this morning.
Absolutely. It's our absolute pleasure. Now, you heard the mayor mention a minute ago, Casa Orozco. That is one of the amazing restaurants we sent Sal out to try. The Taste of the Town is about to happen here in Dublin, and whether you like Mexican food or sushi or anything in between, Sal has you covered, so stay tuned for that as our gorgeous zip trip in the beautiful city of Dublin is really just getting started this Friday morning. Are you kidding me? I love a marching band, capital L-O-V-E, and the Dublin High School Band is bringing it this morning under the direction of Elliot Pollitt. He's been the head of the band since 2018. Wind Ensemble, Jazz Ensemble, Color Guard. Their full name is the Irish Garden Marching Band and Color Guard. My goodness, you'll see them at football games, parades, concerts, and festivals here in gorgeous Dublin and far beyond. Thank you so much, guys and gals, for coming out. I love a marching band. Something else I love, a good meal, let's be honest. I know our Sal Castaneda has sort of, taken his time to find the very best of the best here in the city of Dublin, so we'll turn to him now for the taste of the town.
You may drive through Dublin a lot without realizing it has one of the most popular traditional Mexican restaurants in the Bay Area. It's Casa Orozco at the corner of Amador Valley Boulevard and San Ramon Road. When you walk in, you feel the festive atmosphere due to the music and decor.
I think that's really important. It's not just the food and the drink and the service, but it's also the vibe and it's the atmosphere.
Casa Orozco has plenty of indoor and outdoor seating and a nice long bar. This is a family business that's been here for 38 years. The food is the star here, and the busy kitchen turns out the dishes with precision.
I am a huge fan of our poblano sauce. It's a very traditional poblano sauce made with 3 types of chilies, nuts, chocolate, you name it, it's in there. It comes out almost black. And it's thick and it's rich, and it's just the way my mom used to make it, and I love our chicken enchiladas a la poblana. So that's one. Our shrimp cocktail Veracruz, my God, people come from all over the place to have that. It's really delicious. And, of course, it's Taco Tuesday, so I would always say, the street tacos here are really fantastic as well, especially al pastor. Oh, my God, you can't get it any better than that.
I sat down with Jesus Orozco, one of the owners, for lunch. These dishes were paired with traditional Mexican cocktails. I started with a taste of the Paloma.
Oh, wow, that's good.
We were also served the mango and the traditional margarita. Don't worry, I only took a few sips of each. I think the best thing that I tried were the street tacos. These tacos are some of the best I've had, and that's saying something since I've had a lot. Locals here are quick to praise the food of this longtime favorite.
Yes, we've been coming here since 1992 when we moved to Dublin. We've been coming here forever because it is the bomb. The best.
I know what the bomb means.
Yay.
Maybe you're in the mood for sushi, and Dublin has a very popular restaurant called Amakara on Dublin Boulevard. I came during the lunch hour and the place was bustling. It's a sophisticated vibe here. Although you can get a table, you might want to just sit at the sushi bar to watch the craftsmanship of the chefs handling many varieties of fresh fish. I watched sushi chef Joe Tomasak make me a special roll called the Spicy Crunchy Rainbow.
This might be messy.
It was spicy and crunchy, hence the name.
That's good.
Sushi restaurants develop followings, and this place has a lot of regulars.
I love this place. We've been here dozens of times since we've moved into the area, and their food is delicious. We've been here and we've tried sampling so many different plates, and she loves the salmon. I love the dragon rolls, and so it's kind of hard to get off of that, but the food is delicious.
They all love it. They all say that, this is their go-to spot when they want sushi, and I feel like they all come from different parts of the Bay Area, all from even the Valley. They all come from everywhere, and they always come back, and they always, love the vibe that the Amakara gives.
And you may have noticed the huge mural in the dining room. This was specially commissioned for the restaurant from a local artist, and it adds to the ambiance Amakara in Dublin provides.
So many great places to eat and drink in the city of Dublin, and boy, you responded. We put out the call for your favorite spots to eat in Dublin. The top choices are Athens Burger Restaurant. I can vouch for that. Taqueria Los Pericos, also a double check. Burba Burba, Khyber Pass Kebab, and Ink 82 Brewing 82 there refers to the year this beautiful city was incorporated. So again, we're here live in Dublin all morning for you. We're at the Wave. It's an immense water park right in the heart of Emerald Glen. It's an amazing place to spend the day. I know, Frank Matlico, we like to build suspense here. You're not quite on the water slide yourself yet, are you?
No, we'll save that for the very last part of the show. I look for kids, but trying to get a kid out of a water park to do an interview takes an act of Congress. They got work to do, so I got 3 adults, meet some Dubliners. I got Jonathan, Elaine, and Megan, big kids at heart, and you've been here a few times. Tell us what it's like.
Oh, no, it's awesome. It really is fun for all ages. We got tall slides, medium slides, kiddie pool, indoor pool, outdoor pool. It's awesome, and the weather's usually really nice in the summer. So.
Well, today is Chamber of Commerce Day, and it's free today too, right?
Yeah, so thank you guys for making it happen.
By the way, he's gone down the Emerald Splash about 100 times since I've been here.
Yeah.
Elaine, what do you think?
Oh, it's beautiful here. Today it's good weather, sunny, not too windy.
Beautiful.
And we love Dublin. It's great here. Dublin's great, family friendly.
I was just going to ask you about your city. What is so special about Dublin?
Oh, it's great. It's beautiful here. A lot of parks and family friendly. It's great.
Well, you can tell because I think every family's down here right now. And Megan, tell us why you're here today.
Oh, I'm just here because I heard that the Wave was having a free day, and I love the Wave. It's a great place to come. It's a nice neighborhood park, just to hang out with friends, have a fun day.
And it's not just for little kids, right?
Oh, no, everybody.
Come on.
Yeah.
All right, I can vouch for that because in a little bit I'm going to be going down too. Did you want to say hi?
Yeah.
Are you having fun?
Yes.
Yeah, what's your favorite part?
The water slides up there.
I agree with her. What's your name, honey?
My name is Katerina.
All right, Katerina. See, we got a kid into the mix here. Coming up, we're going to talk to the band leader of the Irish Color Guard at Dublin High. They are terrific. Garcia, back to you.
There is so much to do and see and soak in here at Emerald Glen Park, specifically at the Wave. And if she's brave enough to go on that big old water slide, you better be too, Frank. So we want to see that happen right here on the 9 live coming up. We're going to take a quick pause here because coming up we have an incredible young lady to introduce you to. Our Claudine Wong right now still busy at Dublin Bowl trying to bowl that strike. But earlier she had the chance to sit down with a gal who is just now going into her senior year of high school, already doing amazing things. I mean, can I just mention Dublin Bowl? They have a Friday Night Lights program that's amazing. A lot of fun this morning. Stay with us. We'll check in with Claudine in a second. Welcome back to our zip trip here on the 9. We're in gorgeous Dublin, California. So I had to bust out the emerald green. I know Claudine Wong is busy not too far from where we are. We're here at the Wave in Emerald Glen Park. You're at the Dublin Bowl. Claudine, you had the chance to meet up with an amazing young gal. I mean, look, you grew up here in the Bay also. I don't know what you were doing heading into your senior year of high school, but I mean, this gal is truly amazing.
She sets the bar very, very high, Gastia. You know, when I talked to Rommel Mitter, I knew she had accomplished a lot. But really, when you talk to this young woman, you are just really blown away by not only what she's accomplished, but the fact that she does it with such optimism and joy, and the fact that she doesn't see any limits. This is someone, when you meet, you really believe that she will change the world.
When Rommel Mitter looks around her, she sees possibilities, a chance for change, and the ability to make the world a better place. And she is not afraid to lead that charge.
I was making these smaller short films, but then eventually I created my own environmental documentary called Climax, Evergreens Don't Stagnate. And so in that documentary, I really showcased how age is not a boundary to change and how change makers, regardless of how old they are, could still contribute to the movement.
So is it about understanding the big picture, or is it about the little things that we do, or both?
I think it's really about both. I think not losing the big picture when you are doing those small things is important as well.
She grew up in what she describes as an environmental household with her mom, dad, and sister. But at an early age, she decided she could do more.
Probably like around middle school, I started realizing that there was potential for me to look at my other hobbies and maybe channel them towards the environmental movement. But then as I went into my sophomore year in high school, I actually created my own environmental initiative called Reimagining Earth.
Part of that initiative has been through film. She made a documentary that was accepted into the All-American High School Film Festival, the largest of its kind in the world. She also presented a TED Talk and launched her own film festival called Earth Unfiltered. She also helped create an environmental youth council for the city of Dublin.
I really appreciated how there was that open space and open community that was very receptive to my ideas. And I think that's something special about Dublin in particular. They're very open to change, which I really appreciate. So any proposed changes that I have, they've been at least open to listening, which I think is something that most cities don't necessarily do to youth in particular.
This will be her senior year at Quarry Lane School in Dublin. She is president of the Environmental Club and launched the school's first environmental magazine and podcast. And she hasn't lost sight of the classroom. She's also working with Assembly member Rebecca Bauer-Cahan with a goal, she says, of increasing the standard of environmental education across California. For her, there seem to be no limits.
So in the future, are you a scientist? Are you a filmmaker? Are you a scientist filmmaker?
I kind of like to think that I'm all, and I embrace the and. So rather than just picking and choosing, I think the most important part is like finding that mesh. So whether it's meshing environmental science and medicine, or research and advocacy, I think it's important to have that interdisciplinary mindset, and that's something that I intend to bring into my future career, no matter what it is.
And I'm sure the sky's the limit for that young woman. And she is actually going to Dubai. She will be honored for her climate work and all the things that she's done. The list of accomplishments is very long, Garcia, but I love that phrase, embrace the and. There's literally not just one thing you can do. There's always something else you can do, and she keeps doing more. So good on her for that young lady for doing everything and really inspiring those around her to just do a little bit more and do what we can to change the world as well.
Absolutely. I mean, look, when I was going into senior year of high school, I didn't know what an interdisciplinary mindset was. She's so inspiring. Claudine Wong, thank you so much. Keep working on that strike. We'll check in with you in just a few.
I'm working on it.
I'm
working on it.
You're working on it. She's going to make it happen. I know she is there at Dublin Bowl. So as we bring things back to the wave in gorgeous Emerald Glen Park, you've been hearing the sounds of the Dublin High School Band. They are under the baton of an amazing leader, and our Frank Malakote is talking with the head of the Dublin High School Band right now about the life-changing power of music. And Frank, you know this to be true as well in your own life.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a big music fan. We've got the Irish Color Guard here from Dublin High School. And are you guys glad you got out of school today to be here? Yeah! Boy, that was a resounding yes. I have Elliot Pollett. He is the director here at the band. Tell us how many kids and how you put this all together.
So the Irish Guard Marching Band and Color Guard has about 170 students. This is a small subset made up of the top concert band, the Wind Ensemble, and the Jazz Ensemble. So we're missing our Color Guard and a few of the members from Symphonic Band, but in total, it's a huge band. They practice super hard, 12 hours a week. We got percussion and Color Guard practicing Monday nights, 6 to 9 p.m., Wednesdays, 6 to 9 for all 170 members, and then it's a 6-day-a-week job. They're there on Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., of course, always showing up early and staying late.
I know. You got to have a lot of passion. It's like being an athlete in high school. And 170?
That's
how
right.
many kids. That's
it's
incredible.
The biggest ever. It's the largest classification marching band. Yeah.
And talk about that dedication. These kids get up early. They march late.
It's unbelievable the amount of dedication that they have. We start the annual show that we put on each year. This year our show is called Visionary. We start it in May. They get their music. They practice all summer long individually. Then we come back together for a camp at the end of July where they're practicing from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. for about 7 consecutive days, and then we get right into those regular practices. So they're working their tails off, and outside of school, they're practicing individually, and they're doing sectionals. They meet up as a group.
All right, you heard it from one proud teacher. Can we hear a little tune?
Sure. This is going to be Fight On. This is our school fight song.
All right, for you Southern Cal fans.
Fight on. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go.
There you go.
Amazing
That's Fight On.
Work,
it's the Southern Cal.
Absolutely.
I was going to say it's the Southern Cal fight song. From a Cal Bear, it's hard, but They play it beautifully.
Awesome, you bet they do. I could listen to those guys and gals all day long. A big round of applause for the Dublin High School Marching Band and Color Guard under the baton of the band director, Elliot Pollitt.
Nice job,
He's been there
guys.
since
Thank
2018. Let me tell you something. I have 2 little boys in the band here, and look, doing band over Zoom is hard. So great big applause to their band director there, Elliot Pollitt, for the past couple of years of very hard work. They sound amazing. They're striking it up again. When we come back, we're going to put your Dublin knowledge to the test. Maybe you grew up in the Tri-Valley. I did, but even I was stumped by some of Frank Malicote's trivia questions. Another fun round of Zip Trip trivia is coming your way. Don't get wet unless you really want to, and I think these little ones do. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Here we are live at the Wave in Dublin at Emerald Glen Park. There are people, I think, maybe skipping school. I think school started here in Dublin already, but this park is almost packed. A lot of people enjoying the water on this very warm Friday morning, and Frank Malicote is among them. He's here at the Wave. You're not at the big slide just yet. We're waiting on you to go down that monster. Also, Claudine Wong is at Dublin Bowl, working on bowling that strike. I know that the 3 of us have spent a lot of time in Dublin for work, but also for fun and play, and Frank Malicote, you really put people's Dublin knowledge to the test.
I did. I'm actually in one of the pools right now. You know, when in Dublin, do as Dubliners do. This city is rich with history. It's only been a city incorporated 40 years ago, but back in the mid-1800s, it actually had 2 different names. So we took to the streets of Dublin here to find out, do Dubliners really know their city? The city of Dublin was named after the city of Dublin in Ireland. Did you know there are 17 other states that have a Dublin in them? Any idea? Can you name 3 of those states?
I'll say Wisconsin, maybe.
Wisconsin is not correct.
Dublin, Illinois. Dublin, Montana.
Okay.
Dublin, Washington, D.C.
All right. Well, you went 0 for 3, Gary.
I told you I didn't know.
Maine?
No.
No, how can I get all of them?
You got to get 1. Keep trying.
New Hampshire.
Yes.
Dublin, Ohio, Dublin, Connecticut, and I believe Dublin in Maryland as well.
Ding, ding, ding. Wow.
Florida.
Florida is correct.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. And now for the Amana Radar Range.
New York.
New York! Home run! You need to go to Vegas, my friend.
Yeah, I do.
Dublin is at the crossroads of 3 well-known valleys, hence the Tri-Valley. Can you name the 3 valleys?
Fremont.
Fremont is not part of the Tri-Valley.
Pleasanton.
Pleasanton is close, but no.
Castro Valley.
Castro is a valley, but it's on the other side.
Walnut Creek.
Walnut Creek is way too far away.
Napa.
Well, Napa's kind of far away.
Gail, where'd you used to live?
Livermore.
Livermore.
Livermore. You phoned a friend.
Yeah.
That's correct.
So.
Amador.
Amador is correct.
Yeah.
One last, and it's a city.
San Ramon.
San Ramon is correct. A big league manager, 16 years in the major leagues, managed the Royals, also managed the Brewers, actually won a World Series with the Royals. And he grew up in Dublin. Any idea who that is?
My uncle, as Mr. Baseball, would be kicking me right now. No,
no clue. You want to take a stab?
Not even a remote clue.
Adam Smith.
Adam Smith.
No, I have no idea.
Who is Adam Smith?
An economist.
Who's the guy that does all the pets? He's an animal rights kind of guy.
Yeah. LaRussa?
Yeah.
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 No.
If he said he was involved in boxing, I would definitely got him.
He was the featherweight champion of the world.
Oh, he was?
No, I'm kidding.
I don't watch enough baseball to know that. Not even close.
I'm thinking baseball's in trouble here. Ned Yost? Ring a bell? No? Well, you need to meet Ned. Good guy. Before Dublin became the city of Dublin, it had 2 other names from the 1850s to the 1890s. Any idea what Dublin used to be called?
Livermore?
Livermore is incorrect. That was taken.
Who took that?
The Livermorians.
Man alive.
Rattlesnake gutter.
Rattlesnake gutter. I'm going to give you an A for ingenuity there.
I want to say it had something to do with the local indigenous tribe here, Ohlone, but perhaps not.
I'll probably say Alameda.
Alameda. Well, it does start with an A. And we just said it.
Amador?
Amador is
go.
correct. See, this is easy. Other one's kind of tough.
Yeah, I'll bet. Well, I don't know.
Doherty Station.
Oh, I wouldn't know.
Oh, does that ring a bell?
No.
No? Okay.
Where is Doherty Station?
You are in Doherty Station.
You mean this is... No, this is Whole Foods right here.
Well, technically, he was right. I actually was in front of Whole Foods when I did it, but I guarantee 170 years ago, that was Doherty Station. By the way, Ned Yost, former manager of the Royals, retired a couple of years ago. He's now retired on a big farm in Georgia. And I just found out my photographer, Keith's mother lives in Dublin, Georgia. One of the Dublins. That's the latest. We'll send it back to you, Gassi.
That goes exactly toward that small town feel that you still get here in Dublin, even though this town has seen so much growth over its past 40 years. Thank you so much, Frank. I think the next time we see Frank, he better be in a swimsuit, or he's going to go down that big monster slide here at the Wave. Let's talk a little bit about the history of Dublin. As you know, Dublin is celebrating its 40th year today, this year, but there's been so much happening in this gorgeous East Bay city that we had to bring in a Dublin historian. Join me in welcoming Steve Minier to the 9. Thanks for being with us.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
You know, a lot of people are moving to Dublin now for its great restaurants, great schools, proximity to just about everything in the East Bay. Take me back to, when Dublin was just a little old town.
Well, Dublin's been around since about 1860, and it was a small crossroads town, and it's still a crossroads with 580 and 680. And people have just started coming here, but Dublin really didn't start to grow until the 1960s with the start of suburbanization. And Dublin went from a town of about 200 to a town of about 5,000 from 1960 to 1965.
And right now, Dublin is 70,000 plus people. I grew up right down the street here in Livermore, and I remember when 84 lumber was like, was the major milestone. Now there's, condos and an IMAX theater and car dealerships. Take me back to a part of Dublin that a lot of people know is around, but haven't really explored on their own, and that's Camp Parks in Dublin. It was a major player in Dublin decades ago.
So Camp Parks really started in 1942 during World War II. The Navy came out and realized that they could have a lot of people and a lot of land out here. So during World War II, there were actually 3 naval bases: Camp Parks, Camp Shoemaker, and Shoemaker Naval Hospital. And we're actually right now on the grounds of what used to be a 3,000-bed hospital during World War II. But Camp Parks started back then as a CB base, and this is a little yearbook that they had back in those days. So, and then now, Camp Parks went on to be an Air Force base in the 50s, and it went on to be an Army Reserve base now today.
And people, we can actually go and see part of it. It's not, a closed-off fortress like many of us think it is.
No, in fact, there's a little history museum right on the main gate that's open to the public, and you can go in and see about Camp Parks history and also learn a little bit more about what Camp Parks is doing today.
And you also brought a photograph. I know we're here at the Wave, an amazing 40 million plus water park here at Emerald Glen Park. I don't know if you can see this photograph. Tell me what we're looking at.
We're looking at an indoor pool. Not everybody who joined the Navy could swim back then, so they had pools to teach them how to swim.
Wow.
And Camp Parks had 2 pools, Camp Shoemaker had 2 pools, and the hospital used pools for medical recuperation.
So this was necessity, this is recreation.
A little of both.
Okay, a little bit of both. Do you ever look around in Dublin? And I know you're a historian and you love to think and talk about the past. Do you ever sort of have to pinch yourself when it comes to what Dublin has become today?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Because I remember when Dublin only had about 20,000 people. And the fact that it's got 70,000 or over 70,000 now is absolutely amazing to me.
Best part about this city?
The food. I think the food is great. There's so many.
Yes.
It's like you don't have to go overseas. You can have all the great food that you really want. And I love the parks, and I love the fact that the history is invested. The city is invested in history.
Absolutely. You talk about the food, and you see that reflected in the people of Dublin. It's such an international city. And the thing about Dublin is that people choose to come here. People choose to live here, and it's just become such a beautiful blossom of the East Bay. Steve Minier, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Are you going to go ride that big slide? Or
of course.
Okay,
absolutely.
We'll
I'm going to get wet.
Good. I'm staying firmly put in this chair. Steve Minier, historian of Dublin, thank you so much for joining us. You know, you, our viewers, responded big time when we asked what are your favorite things to do and see and experience here in this gorgeous East Bay city. You responded. You said your favorite thing to do, look, you knew it. We'd be right here at the water park, right here at Emerald Glen. Other choices, including Emerald Glen Park, outside of here, the Dublin Heritage Park and Museums. Then we have where we find Claudine Wong, Earl Anthony's Dublin Bowl. And then this is another one of my favorite spots, Dublin Iceland. If I can put a plug in for Dublin Iceland, this is another one of those spots in Dublin, much like Emerald Glen Park, where you can bring your whole family, grandparents on down to grandchildren, and everybody has a great time. We've done it, my own family, many, many times. I highly recommend it, Dublin Iceland. All right, let's swing out to our Claudine Wong. Claudine, I think time is running out. Have you bowled that perfect strike yet? Because I think we're about to see you do your thing.
I did get a strike, but you didn't see it, so it didn't count.
Oh, okay. Got it. Got it.
I told you!
Hey, welcome back to the 9, highlighting the gorgeous East Bay city of Dublin. We're here at Emerald Glen Park at the Wave. People are having fun. If you can get here, half-price admission until 10 o'clock, so if you live nearby, swing on down. Maybe you'd like to bowl a strike like our Claudine Wong. Claudine, apparently you've been bowling strikes this whole time that the camera hasn't been on you. Am I right?
Maybe not the whole time, but I did better when the camera wasn't on me. It was like TV gods. And then I said, okay, here comes the gutter ball, and the gutter ball arrived. But it's fine. It's fine. It's not necessarily about the number. It's about the enjoyment, and it's about the history of this amazing bowling alley that has been so fun to hang out with all morning. I've got Jamie Salati, who is the general manager. You've been here for a long time, and this bowling alley has been here for a long time. One of the oldest, one of the biggest, and one of the busiest. We've already got bowlers out here this morning. What does it mean to Dublin to have this bowling alley? It's got a long history here.
We opened in 1977, so yes, we have been here a long time. And I think it's just a community place now. I mean, the residents here have really reached out.
I love that it's generational, too. I mean, you said your kids can bowl a couple of games a day for free here, but you have also the people who are here literally like clockwork.
That's correct. We have league bowlers here that we have leagues from kids from 5 years old on up to, we have a 94-year-old man that's bowling league here. So it's all generations, and it's all different activities, all different skill levels.
And timeless, it feels like.
Absolutely timeless.
If you bowled here in 1977, you bowl here in 2022, there's something about it that just feels the same.
Absolutely it does.
Are you a good bowler?
No.
And so that's the point too, right? That you don't have to be.
Absolutely. You don't have to
You
be
can bowl
good.
gutter
You just have
balls.
to have a good time.
Yes.
Absolutely, you can throw.
And apparently I do. Jamie, thank you. Okay, I want to go over here is just Stan Lewandowski, who is 7 years ago, you decided you've been bowling your whole life on and off, and you decided, hey, maybe now this is the time to really go big.
Well, I retired and I went a whole year without bowling, and then I found the bowling alley. I thought, hey, I've got all this stuff in my garage. So I pulled it all out, and here 7 years later, I have all new equipment, and I bowl on 3 leagues a week.
3 leagues a week. So you didn't just like dive in, you dove like all the way in.
Well, I had a lot of free time.
What is it about bowling?
There is camaraderie, there is friendship, there is friendly rivalry.
Yes.
You get the whole spectrum.
Okay, give me the technique, because as everyone at home saw, I can bowl a gutter ball like the best of them. Although you were witness to my strike.
I did see your strike earlier.
Thank you. So tell me what it is to have the perfect ball when you go down and when you're so excited that you've bowled that.
Well, they come in different weights, of course, from 16 pounds down. I'm at a 14 pound now.
This is yours?
This is mine. This is an old one. This is the first one I bought when I retired and came here.
Okay, give me a look. Let me see how you do this, because certainly some of us can learn a thing or two from Stan. Here he goes. I feel like I can't even talk loudly because I don't want to mess up the zone. But do you see the spin? It's the spin. So you are TV ready.
TV ready. Thank you.
Because that happens every single time, right?
Sure.
Sure.
Especially with a camera.
Okay, so what did I do wrong? As I grabbed my very heavy 9-pound ball, what did I do wrong?
You ran up there and slung it like nobody's business.
Someone said just roll it to the baby.
There you go. Use your thumb and point and let it go that way.
All right. That's it. All right. So I'm gonna hand you the microphone stand.
Sure.
Here we go.
Look at that. Whoa, great shot.
Not a strike, but not in the gutter. So we will take that.
The points.
We'll take the points. Okay. And we've got this whole crew behind us. Everyone wave. Has been hanging out with us all morning, and then we've got people down here, and really, this is one of those places you want to check out. Whether you're from Dublin, you're not from Dublin, it has been the warmest atmosphere. They've got an arcade, they've got food, they've got leagues, they've got corporate parties, they've got pro shop. So really, I mean, what else do you need? And they taught me how to not roll a gutter ball, which is a accomplishment in itself. Frank, we're going to send it back to you. I said to you, Frank, if I can roll a gutter ball on TV, you can go down that slide. We're putting our pride in our back pocket, and we're having a good time in Dublin this Friday morning.
Oh, come on, it's a piece of cake. You got to find the little kid in yourself. I've got my gear on, ready for action, but that's coming up. We're going to get a contestant in here right now. Tyler Gonzalez, you want to take the position here, lay down. And tell me, well, don't go yet. Tell us, how old are you?
13.
Lean back a little more so we can see that pretty smile. What are you thinking right now?
Nothing really.
Nothing really?
I just want to get some speed.
You want to catch a little speed? You're supposed to be in school right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this isn't all that bad, right?
Nah.
All right.
I like getting out of school.
Good stuff. Now, what is the focus going down?
Try not to get air.
Right now, yeah, that's a good idea. All right, lean back. Tyler Gonzalez, let her rip, my friend. 1, 2, 3. Almost, and down he goes. He got some very good speed there. About halfway through the Emerald Splash. Thumbs up. Looking good. All right, it's easy. And in about 5 minutes, it's been a couple of years since I've slid down a water slide, but we're going to give it a go. Garcia, back to you.
Can I tell you, like, catching air is my worst fear when it comes to those water slides. All right, roll up those pants, man. You're next. Frank Malika, we'll see you go down that slide in just a minute here. And look, we cannot focus all our love on the city of Dublin without really highlighting how generous its people are. And I mean generosity of heart, of spirit, frankly, of wallet. We're going to talk to someone who is really helping to make a big difference in people's lives with other Dubliners' help. That's coming up. We are shining a spotlight on an amazing kitchen that does a lot of good work next here on our zip trip in gorgeous Dublin. Welcome back to the 9. We're shining a gorgeous spotlight on the beautiful East Bay city of Dublin today, and I talked about the generosity coming from this town. 70,000 plus, but my goodness, so strong when it comes to helping others. Let's talk about the Open Heart Kitchen, and we're welcoming one of the volunteers. Jeanette Pace, you've been working with Open Heart Kitchen for about 3 years now. You grew up here in the Tri-Valley. Tell me what makes Open Heart Kitchen a little bit different from some of the other programs out there helping to give people what they need most.
So Open Heart Kitchen provides free, equitable access to nutritious food here in the Tri-Valley. We found that over the past several years, a lot of people have had to choose between maybe paying for their health care, paying for their rent, and paying for their groceries or gas. And so this provides a really friendly opportunity for people to come in and be surrounded by people who care about them and can get access to food that will help them get through their day.
And two cornerstones of Open Heart Kitchen are dignity and respect. How do those two words become real in the people you serve?
Mm-hmm. So we see people come in often a little bit maybe worried about coming in for the first time to pick up some free food, a warm meal for their family. And once they come, they realize that this is a really welcoming, opening environment for them and helps them, meet that basic need so they can go home and help their kids with their homework or look for their job or do what they need to do to move on with their life.
And I imagine you've seen a lot of new faces over the past couple of years.
We have. In fact, before the pandemic, we served about 350,000 meals a year. And last year we served over 2 million meals just here in the Tri-Valley.
And you mentioned gas prices. And to a lot of people, gas prices, look, I don't like filling up with almost $7 a gallon gas, but I do it. For other people, it is the difference between a dinner or not that night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we want to help people be able to meet their budget and come by, pick up to 4 meals per person for their family.
No paperwork.
No
proof to me that you need this.
No cost either.
Yeah. What an opening of your heart. I mean, it's reflected in the name, but it really is the most generous thing. I think about those times that I've thought, oh, I'm hungry. If you're hungry, nothing feels right.
Exactly.
So many of us here in the Bay Area, in the Tri-Valley, don't really know what true hunger is, right? It's not just crankiness. How does that affect someone who really is in true dire straits, who can't make it through the day?
Yeah, you would be surprised how many people in our valley are really struggling to make ends meet. One of our programs is a senior meal program where we provide a sit-down meal at the senior centers here in the Tri-Valley, and for many of them, this is their only hot meal during their day. It's also the only opportunity they have to interact with anybody else.
Crucial.
And so the staff and the volunteers at Open Heart Kitchen get to know their seniors very well. And if somebody isn't there for a day, they get checked up on, and someone gives them a call or checks in with their family to make sure they're doing okay. So it provides a wonderful social safety net for them as well.
Well, Open Heart Kitchen is doing such good work. I'm so glad that we could highlight it. Thank you for everything you do to serve my beautiful Tri-Valley.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Of course. Jeanette Pace, thank you so much for joining us. Such good work. If you have the opportunity to give, Open Heart Kitchen would greatly appreciate your help and donations. All right, let's talk about what we have been building up this entire zip trip on, and that is our Frank Malicote doing something that we have never seen you do on camera. Frank, take it away.
I've done it before, but it's been a couple of years. We've got to be up at least 60, 70 feet. We're here on the Emerald Plunge, and it's my turn to take the plunge. And I'm Daniel Tucker here. Any advice for me going down?
I would just say to make sure to follow all the rules, that way don't go flying out. So cross your arms and legs and then lean all the way back.
All right, well, pray for me. Daniel, why don't you hold the mic? I got to take off some of this electronic gear here, and I'll give it to my assistant. And really just hold on, right? Yeah. That's pretty much it. Cross my legs.
Cross your arms and legs.
Say a couple of prayers. All right, guys, you ready? Thank God for Blue Cross. Here we go.
Are you kidding me? Frank Malicote, he is getting a round of applause. The kids in the Dublin High School band are applauding. Give that man a comp day. Frank Malicote, you did it. Amazing. He is so, are you making your way over here? Look, it's like you're running the Iron Man.
All right.
Frank, you want to sit or you want to stand? It's up to you.
If they don't, no, I'll stand behind
You'll stand. What a gentleman.
That was awesome.
How do you feel?
I feel like a kid. Okay. No, that's like a 75, 80 degree drop. Yeah. So you're catching a few RPMs coming down.
Look, if that 13-year-old can do it, it's no sweat for us.
How about this old guy?
No, you look great. I mean, this place is packed. Thank you so much for joining us. He went down the slide. We're doing this again in 2 weeks. Contra Costa County. We will see you in Martinez. No water slide there, but bocce ball.
I got to go, actually.
You got to run. He's going to do it again, you guys. Thanks for joining us.